Yes, we can help you with this. Are you available next Tuesday at 2 p.m.? Would that work for you? Great. See you then. Aloha, this is
Pwedeng dalhin mo ako
Mom,
sa ospital
I
at
can't
opisina
talk
ng
right now.
gobyerno bukas.
I'll call you back later. I've got to go.
Hey, Danielle. I'm just wondering, do you have any questions about your client's big presentation next week?
Everything's fine. No questions.
Okay, just checking. Is everything okay? You don't look like your usual self.
Everything's great.
Okay, well, if you have any questions about this or anything else, feel free to ask.
Okay, I will.
Hey, Danielle.
I was wondering if we could talk.
Sure, come on in. How are you doing?
I know I have an important project that I'm presenting this week, and you've given me so much opportunity to learn and grow here, considering this is my first job. I was wondering if you could let someone else present instead of me.
Is everything okay?
My mom wants me to go with her to the hospital and then to the government office since she doesn't speak English well. Ever since I was young, I've gone with her to all of her appointments to interpret for her. She's been here for over 20 years, but she doesn't speak or understand English very well. In school, I'd even skipped classes in the past to do that. But as a reward, she'd always make me chocolate cake afterwards.
Wow, it must have been challenging for her, especially with all the medical and government-related matters. And it must have been challenging for you as a child.
Yeah, when I was young and even now I get confused with all the medical terms that the doctor is saying and what the government worker is saying, and I speak English. I also get confused with some of the words in Tagalog since I can communicate with my mom and her friends, but I don't know all the specific terms in Tagalog.
Are you aware that your mom can get language access services at government offices and organizations that receive government funding, like hospitals?
What? What do you mean? And what's language access?
Language access means your mom can get language assistance through an oral interpreter services. And sometimes they even have documents in Tagalog.
What? There are language access services available for my mom? I've never heard of these services before.
Me neither, until I had to help my auntie who moved here and she couldn't speak English very well. Now she's able to get language assistance at the hospitals through an interpreter, and sometimes they even have documents in her own native language. See, Danielle, hospitals, they use these interpreters that can speak her native language, and they know these difficult medical words that maybe you don't understand. And the interpreters, they keep everything private. It's all confidential. They won't share it with anyone, including you. See, language access is part of the law in Hawaii.
How much does this cost? This sounds expensive.
It's actually free. You just have to request for it.
Is interpreter help really free? What?
When your mom goes to government offices, courts, or hospitals in Hawaii, they may have these language posters in the lobby or in the office. Wait. See, all she has to do is point to Tagalog or just say Tagalog. Or she can just use an ISP card.
What's an I speak card?
An ISP card is a card that tells people what language you speak, and it's downloadable from the Office of Language Access website. So she would show the ISP card to the person, and this tells the staff what language she speaks. So I still carry a spare one in case my auntie loses hers. See, it's like the size of a business card. It totally fits in your wallet or your purse.
Wow, Wow, that's really convenient.
Also, when your mom calls government offices, she just has to say her language in English. She doesn't even have to say her name at the beginning of the call.
Is that the only way of requesting an interpreter?
No, you or your mom can request an interpreter through email or regular mail. The Office of Language Access website also has forms that she can use to request an interpreter. I actually have the website bookmarked right here.
You mentioned translated documents. Can I request that all the documents from the hospital and other government offices always be in Tagalog for my mom?
Frequently used documents might be available for your mom in Tagalog, or the office might have a document translated for her in writing or spoken to her.
What do you mean spoken to her?
If a document's not available in Tagalog, the office may have an interpreter read the English document to her in Tagalog.
Hey, that sounds like what I'm already doing when I read the documents out loud to her when she can't understand. What happens if language access services aren't provided to her, or if the agency doesn't respond back in a reasonable amount of time?
Well, you can contact the Office of Language Access for more information, or even file a complaint if you didn't get the requested services. And they have other Tagalog documents.
Does the Office of Language Access provide the interpreters and translators for my mom?
No, they do not provide interpreters or translators for your mom. You would only contact them if she has questions or complaints with the services that she received or didn't receive. For example, if they never contacted her after she made a request, or if she felt the interpreter was junk.
Got it. Thank you so much for all this information. I'll have her use this free language access services at her next visit. But if I'm not helping her, will I still keep getting my chocolate cakes?
Hey, I heard you did really well on that presentation.
Oh, thanks, Alan. I mean, I think I did pretty good. The clients were asking me all these questions. They're super engaged and...
Maraming salamat!
Oh, chocolate cake! Thank you, Mom. Wow.
Thank you.